Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 1, Episode 19. Yes, we are reaching the end of the first book. We are reaching the end of the first season of Avatar, and so far it has been an amazing series. The characters, the plot, the twist, I love every single one of them. Do I have my favorites? Of course I do, but that is obviously not in the moment or not right now is the moment to speak about that. Now, you might not know, but I did a little bit of I don't know, a poll on Twitter to say or to decide if I was going to watch both episodes at the same time and then give my commentary, or just watch one and then the other one, just spread them out into weeks. Because yes, some of you have told me that these are a two-parter, and obviously it's important, but I was still not sure about that. Unfortunately, the poll was pretty much 50-50, so that wasn't a lot of help. But yeah, to those who participated in the poll, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving your opinion. Unfortunately, it's a shame that it was 50-50, and it still is a pretty hard decision. So I am still not sure of what to do in this moment. I'm still not sure. Perhaps it's going to depend on how I see this episode or how much hype it generates. But anyway, I don't think you're here to just hear about this. So before that, yes, I know it's kind of annoying, but YouTube is being kind of weird. So if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications so you can get up to date with what is going on in the channel. If you enjoy the video, give me a like, and of course leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, about my commentary, and about the episode of the series in general. Yes, if you want to share the video, please do. That will help me even more. And enough about that crap. Let's just cut all of these and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the season finale, episode 19 and episode 20. And both of them were marvelous in their own right. Obviously, for this to become like this, we need all the previous episodes, because those episodes dealt with the character development and obviously the hyping of the plot. All the development that we're seeing here is obviously thanks to the previous episodes. That obviously doesn't take merit away from these two. And yes, there are so many things that I want to speak about these two episodes. There are so many things. Let's start with obviously the confident Katara now. Now, things that the master just dealt with the prejudices of her being a woman. Now that she is really showing her powers, she is amazing because she's diligent. We know that she works hard. We know that she is capable, and thanks to all the combinations, all these things combined into one marvelous person, we know that Katara is capable of wonderful things, and now she is going to become the master of Aang, thanks to what we hear obviously in the episode. I think it's pretty fitting because, yeah, the Avatar cannot stay in one place, especially with the limited time that he possesses to defeat the Fire Nation. So yes, he needs to be on the move on, and obviously, if you learn while you're moving, I don't know, perhaps moving, now learning, perhaps I think is Earthbending, the next one, I think, in the order that you gave me. Correct me if I'm wrong, obviously. And of course, while they are moving, they can still train. They can still train the water bending, and they will be moving. And perhaps when they reach the Earth Kingdom again, they will, Aang will be able to concentrate his training on the earth bending. Um, I honestly thought, and I'm basing myself on previous episodes, not in these ones. I honestly thought that the role of Princess Yue was going to be just kind of a fight between the fiancé and obviously Sokka. I thought that was going to be the conflict with her. I thought that we were introduced to this character, to Princess Yue, so again the future husband and Sokka were going to fight, and they're going to complete mess up something, but in the end they were going to change and all of that. I thought that was her role. Boy, was I wrong. I honestly was completely off. But obviously there were keys here and there to set assumption, but I think they were a lot subtle, and more subtle that I could perceive them. Because yes, we have seen from these three episodes that the Water Tribe, the Northern Water Tribe, is very traditional. It's very focused on this tradition that women are doing this, men are doing this, and these are our politics. So we must do this. And obviously, the first key to this new development for Princess Yue was obviously Gram, because she just defied the Northern Tribe and ran away to meet somebody that she loved, or to be free. I don't think I'm doing justice in my first statement. No, I think Gram just ran away to be free. I think that is the most important part of this first episode, of these 3 episodes that are very tightly connected. I think that was the point. The freedom of Gram. The freedom of this woman that was not going to be tied by these absurd politics and absurd ideas of the Northern Water Tribe. So that was the first clue for me, or should be the first clue for me. And obviously then we got Katara that again defied the notion that only the woman is going to be just like that, to be treated like practically an object, practically somebody inferior to men, because men should only be fighting and women should only tend to wounds. Again, perhaps is underestimating obviously the curative powers of water, or in this case the literally curative powers of water bending. But still, obviously they are not in the same plane as the men. They do not deserve equal opportunity. I think that is what the Northern Tribe was trying to say with their traditions, let's say. It's not the same plane, 2 different planes, which obviously should not be. Or at least I don't think it should be. They must be connected. Everybody should be given the opportunity to prove themselves, no matter the field. If you fail, but you are given the opportunity, that is obviously depending on your skills, not on something bullcrap that's, oh no, just because you're a man you should not do this, or just because you're a woman you should not do this. You deserve the opportunity, you prove it by your own skill. But anyway, yes, that obviously was one of the keys that should be pulling me towards this other more important part of the plot, because when you see the episode, you see that the husband, I don't think he was even mentioning name, and if he was mentioned, I could not remember the moment it was mentioned. The guy is so unimportant that the fight between Sokka and this guy is irrelevant in the end, because yes, when he tried to confront Admiral Yao, he was defeated in seconds. It was just a footnote, it was just a stain in a gigantic book, and I love that because the guy was such a dick. He literally see Prince Zuko as an opportunity for him to become better. And in society, I don't mean the mutual respect or mutual love, no. She was literally a step for him. That was his attitude towards Princess Yue. So yeah, well deserved. He is just completely gone within seconds. But practically pathetic. And I love the fact of that we do not spend too much time with this guy. And obviously the story behind this episode, I'm going to be speaking a little bit about the story, because for my next part is absolutely necessary, even if you know it better than I do. But obviously we have this duality, the moon, and they are not speaking the sun, they are speaking about the ocean, and it makes sense. And I love how they call the moon the first waterbender, because technically, even within our world, that is absolutely true, because yeah, the moon can really pull the oceans very high. So yes, it makes sense. But I love the duality here, the pull and push. The ocean is being pulled, but now he's trying to pull back. And I love this duality, because again, that is not something I was thinking about previously. Obviously, the duality I always saw was moon and sun. That's the duality I perceive always. But this gives me a different perspective. And obviously, this being a very spiritual world, and I mean the world of Avatar as a whole, it makes sense that the spirits have a heavy influence within the real world in Avatar. Because yeah, again, the spiritual world and the real world are separated within this, and it's absolutely necessary to be or to achieve a balance between these two. And again, the bridge between these two worlds is the Avatar. So again, it's a fascinating concept. It's very Buddhist. It's very connected to the Buddhism, but obviously with more, how to say it, more spectacular fights or more spectacular resolutions, let's say, and giving something more exciting than obviously the meditation. But the background of the Buddhism background is still there. You can feel it. You can see it with every decision that is made within this anime. Well, not anime, this animation. Sorry. So yeah, it's very interesting, very spiritual, and once again we are seeing the spiritual influence within the world and the balance that we need to achieve. And we have seen this from firebenders, from waterbenders. I haven't heard much about the earthbenders because we haven't met that many, or at least not that important, other than Bumi. But Bumi was more preoccupied with teaching Aang a lesson. And obviously, the only other firebender who speaks about balance, well, no, actually, there are two: Avatar Roku, and obviously Iroh, Uncle Iroh. Man, there are so many things I want to speak about, and yes, all the ideas are flowing and flowing and flowing, and yes, I'm trying to still keep an order into these ideas so I would not forget them. Yes, again, the balance of the world, and obviously, said balance is it's broken thanks to the I don't know, the obsession of Admiral Yao, his ego, his pride. He's way too prideful, and he only sees destruction. He only sees destruction as a matter of leaving his mark in history. My guess is very similar to the attitude of the Fire Lord. Why I said this? Because the Fire Lord wants to consume everything, wants to destroy everything, and only fire should prevail. Obviously, the point of all this, the Fire Nation, is the fire that he wants to preserve. He wants to destroy every single bit of the other bendings. I don't know why. I don't know why he's obsessed, because perhaps he's the representation of all the terrible things that the fire could be. Perhaps that is why. And Yao is a good representation of the Fire Lord. I guess their attitudes are very similar, because once more, the Fire Lord is still in the shadows. Kind of ironic, him behind a wall of fire, but I think you understand what I try to say. It's fascinating. Is kind of Yao is an avatar of the Fire Lord. He's a representative of the Fire Lord. We are seeing the Fire Lord through Yao. And now that he has been defeated, we are getting another antagonist, another villain. Because yeah, I don't think Yao survives this onslaught of the ocean spirit that is so mad that his balance has been broken. And thanks to the help of the Avatar, because I guess the ocean spirit and the Avatar are working together to defeat this Fire Nation that defy the balance. But yes, I highly doubt that General Admiral Yao is alive. He's done for. And again, in his last minutes, he still show his pride. He's too prideful. He refused the help of Prince Zuko. I don't know, perhaps his pride or because he doesn't want to drag Prince Zuko in the end. I'm inclining more to the pride side. That's what I think. So we just dealt with our villain for the series, for the first book, and then I guess we were presented our next villain. But yes, I'm going to speak briefly about that because again, this is just hype for the next season. We got the sister of Prince Zuko. And now, watching it again, watching the presentation again, I think that's the firebender that we saw at the beginning of of every episode. I think it's her, actually. I thought it was a thin guy or girl, but now I am 99% sure that she's the one in the first minutes of every episode, the firebender that we saw in the first minutes. And she's obviously, now I know the real person or that is in the with the generals in the stadium. I think it was a stadium, well, in the place when the Fire Lord fight against his own son, against Prince Zuko. Now I know why she was there. She's another princess, in this case the princess of the Fire Nation. And she's going after the Avatar, is my guess, thanks to the failure of Admiral Yao. And I don't think she's going to show any mercy for Iroh, neither for nor for Prince Zuko. So now we're going to see a more fearsome rival for all of our heroes and our antagonists, obviously. Now, I'm going to focus in two characters. Because again, Aang grew more into his connection to the spiritual world than his personality. Because again, I'm going to repeat myself before going to the two other characters I want to speak about, returning a little bit with Avatar. Again, we're seeing once more that the heavy topic of him being a child is very present. Sorry about that. Very present within the animation. That yes, he is the Avatar. He is probably the most powerful bender in the entire world right now. Because he's capable of doing the 4 elements. Yes, but he is still a child. And that is very well said when even him could not defeat all the entire nation or the Fire Nation. And all they say, oh, but you're the Avatar. Yes, but I'm just a child. And that is very important because again, we are putting... the world of Avatar is putting their hopes in the shoulders of children. Because yeah, he is not the only one. Again, we got the Avatar, we got Aang, we have Katara, we have Sokka. So all of them are just still children. And we're putting our hopes in them. This is important because this is kind of weird that we're putting our hopes in a kid. Now, going back to the two characters I want to speak about. First, Uncle Iroh. I was deciding who I was going to talk about first. Uncle Iroh is an intriguing character. He recognized the importance of balance, but he still wants Zuko to succeed, which obviously will bring unbalance to the world. It's an interesting character because he wants his son, he sees him as his son, to succeed, but again, he recognized the importance of balance. Uncle Iroh is a very complex character because we saw his fury, when somebody tried to unbalance the world. He recognized that the Fire Nation is going to suffer for all the actions that try to just put the balance in somebody else's side, in this case the Fire Nation. And obviously we saw how skillful he is, how well versed he is, how intelligent he is. Because even if he could have captured the Avatar, he recognized that the Avatar had a more important mission in that moment. Because he even stopped Katara when she tried to reach for him, when he tried to reach for Aang. Again, I like Uncle Iroh. I like his attitude. I like his look on life. Even if he is an antagonist, but obviously that brings me conflict. Because, yeah, he's the antagonist, but I like him. And some other stuff about Uncle Iroh is that he has traveled to the spiritual world. So perhaps this explains why he was able to see the Avatar when he was captured by the Earth Kingdom. Perhaps is that, and perhaps there is something else in there. And obviously this poses more questions. Why he was in the spiritual world? How he was able to do that? Because so far everything that show has told us that only the Avatar is capable of doing that. So why Iroh? What is the importance of these men in the show? So there are so many things I want to know about Iroh, and yeah, I guess the next season is going to give me some of the answers that I'm looking for, and perhaps the season 3 is going to give me even more answers. Now, the other character that I want to speak about, and I think you know who, Prince Zuko, again, just like Uncle Iroh, is very complex. He captured the Avatar. He doesn't want to damage anybody else because he could have, in the position that he was, he could have killed Katara and get rid of probably somebody who will be after him after he captured the Avatar. But he didn't. He just ran away. Obviously, he went as far as possible from the Fire Nation because, again, he cannot deliver the Avatar to Admiral Yao. But once more, he was after Yao once he figured it out that he succeeded at killing the spirit of the moon. So again, complex characters that I do not understand perfectly. And it's wonderful. Because even in the end, even after he figured it out that Admiral Yao tried to kill him, he tried to save him. So again, this is a very complex character. We're dealing with very complex character, which is something I love. I don't know them, I do not understand them, but that's what makes them wonderful characters, because I am intrigued by them and I want to know them even more. Oh my god, this series is seriously good at creating characters that I want to follow, even antagonists. Obviously, the main point of all of these is the sacrifice. Because yes, I don't remember if I touched on this, but I love how everything is connected. Yes, the spirits gave life to this girl, to Princess Yue. So later on, she gave her life for the spirits so they can be reborn. Again, very complex moments because yeah, she has part of the life of the spirit. I don't know if the spirit did it so he can save himself or it was just a selfless act. And then later on, obviously, oh, you are going to save not only me, but obviously by saving me, you are going to save the world. But the sacrifice is within you. Again, this speaks highly of the freedom that she wants to achieve. This is a choice that she wants to make. And I love the topic of freedom within the woman of the Northern Tribe, because again, this is something that we did not see in, we did not see in the past for this tribe, but it was heavily enforced in these last few episodes. Boy, yeah, I think I really exhausted now the topic of these episodes, these 2 episodes. Fascinating ones. What a journey, what an emotional journey that we witnessed. And my God, the tale of love, the tale of self-sacrifice, the tale of, oh my God, such a wonderful season finale, and I cannot wait for the first episode of the next season. But anyway, yes, we reached the part in which I'm going to bore you, but again, YouTube is kind of weird, so please let me remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider the subscription and turn on notifications so you can get up to date with what I upload to the channel. If you like the video, please give me a like and leave a comment, because I really want to see what you have to say about this episode, because my God, it's a fascinating one, especially this one. Yes, if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below. And yes, I have nothing else to say, but thank you for your attention, and see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.